sewers here, so I'll go ahead and get started. But yes, I made my dress. I just love fabric, and I sometimes even like to wear it. But this is my shop, Sewlovelee. It's in Irvington, so if you haven't been, I invite you to come. We're open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5, and Saturday, 10 to 2, 4 in the summer. We usually have quilts hanging out, so that's a good sign that we're open. And the whole first floor, every room is fabric, and we don't have fabric for sale in the bathroom, but we do have quilts hanging.
Hey. Sorry.
That's okay.
Welcome, everyone. Just a quick blurb. I'm so glad Lee agreed to teach this class here at the library in this nice, cool space.
Yeah.
In so many ways. And brought all the sewing machines. Just a couple announcements. Tomorrow's our last day for summer reading with the kids.
Yay!
Magic Treehouse theme. If you have grandkids in the area, bring them on. And next week is Shelley doing
AI.
AI.
Demystifying AI.
Yes. So on all of our minds right now. So y'all come, and that'll be at 6:30. I think that's about it.
Okay.
Take it away, Lee.
All right. Well, I already went over where my shop was. I do have some little goodies for you if you want. There's a little card that has our address on the back, and Facebook and Instagram if you want to take one of those and follow us. And then, if you want to do some more sewing, I have a little block for you, so you can think about how you might like to integrate that into your next project in the future. But thank you.
She's moving too fast.
I'm moving too fast. Okay.
I'm thinking, yes, I can do that.
Oh, I forgot. Please help yourself to refreshments, most importantly. It is Sip and Sew, and there's some crackers and cheese and cookies as well. So we've got juices, wine, bottles of water. Thank you.
I've been wanting to learn how to sew for a couple of years. Seemed like a great opportunity.
Okay. So I was trying to get an idea from everybody here, like what your sewing experience was. So I recognized some of you, been to my shop before, and are definitely avid sewers. But if you're not an avid sewer, I was thinking I would start at the beginning. So I had some quilting terminology for you. So mostly I do quilting, but I wanted to make sure we were all speaking the same language. So we know when we have fabric, we're usually measuring in yards here in the United States, which is 36 inches. A common little abbreviation is WOF, which stands for width of fabric. So that's usually, for quilting fabric, going to be about 42 to 45 inches, depending on the manufacturer. It varies sometimes. And then the selvage is like this piece right here. It runs along the edge of the fabric. A lot of people cut those off. I can't stand to waste any fabric. I use almost everything. So we'll talk about that. And then we are going to be using today a fat quarter. So a fat quarter is we take a yard of fabric, we cut it in half, which is 18 inches, and then we cut half the width of fabric. So where it's usually folded over in half, we cut that. So we say it's roughly 18 by 21, so the 18 is the half yard, and the 21 is the half of the width of fabric. So that's kind of what we're going to be dealing with today to make our little bag. So this is a fat quarter that we're going to deal with. Seam allowance is the distance of the seam from the raw edge of the fabric. So how many of you have sewn on a sewing machine before? Kind of, sort of, maybe? Okay. Well, I brought a few Bernina sewing machines. They're pretty easy to use, so I'll definitely help you out. And seam allowance, basically we're going to try to keep the raw edge of the fabric, so where we've cut the fabric, even with the edge of the foot, the presser foot. So that'll give 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then we're going to talk about top stitching. So when you're top stitching, usually when you're sewing a seam, you don't see it because it's on the inside of the garment. When you're top stitching, you are going to see it. It's on top of the fabric. So we might need some matching thread, which I have also. But I do like with my shop to have some community involvement, so I'm very happy to be here with you and be doing this at the library. But Sewlovelee for a few years now has been making these little bags for Irvington's Halloween get-together that they do, of course, on Halloween. And so we use Halloween fabric. This is the same little wine bag. But yeah, a lot of the adults, you know, so the kids, of course, are putting candy, but all the adults are like, "Whoa, isn't this perfect for wine?" So, you know, for our purposes, it's going to be a wine bag, but it's very easy to make. So I thought this would be a good introduction to help you learn to sew. And then you have a nice little bag. You can put wine, candy, whatever you want. Some friends of mine will put these like on their door handle and put their grocery bags. So whatever you want to do with your bag when you're done. But I have a very large selection of fabric in the back that we can choose from to make your bag. So that might take a few minutes to pick the one you want. But you'll of course be able to take it home with you. So I have some written instructions that you can have to take with you as well. But I'm going to go over, first of all, before we go look at fabric, which is going to take a minute, get a snack, and then get started. I'm going to just show you the process up here and on the screen, and then we'll go do it for real. Okay, so the first step, you know, after you choose your fabric, that's the first step, is to iron your fabric. So having your fabric, you know, if it's all wrinkled like this, it's a little hard to deal with. So we want to have nice, pretty ironed fabric. So in addition to 4 sewing machines, I brought 3 irons with me. So we have plenty of irons to use as well. So step 1, and I'll leave these up here so we can see the various steps. So step 1 is iron your fabric. So once it's ironed, we're going to cut off 5 inches of the selvage. So all of the fat quarters will have a side that has the selvage. So it has kind of like a little fringy side to it. So we're going to cut that off, but we are going to use this. This is going to become our handle. So we cut it off at 5 inches, and then we are folding it into thirds. And the selvage part is going on the outside. So this selvage is kind of like one of the sturdiest parts of your fabric. It's not going to fray, so we're going to use that as a nice sturdy handle. We're going to sew 4 rows of stitches down this, and that gives it an even more strength as your nice handle. So you can put your full bottle of wine in there, and your bag your handle won't break. Next thing, and this is kind of easier to do. This is easier to do before you sew anything and make this round into a bag, is to determine the top of your bag, and you want to fold your top under twice. So about a 1/2 inch once and then twice, so you don't have a raw edge at the top. And depending on your fabric, your bag can vary in size. So you're going to trim up this remaining piece after you cut your selvage off to about 16 by 18. It doesn't have to be an exact size. These bags kind of vary in size, and depending on whether or not you have directional fabric. So this one has little birds and letters. So I definitely want this to be the top so I don't have sideways birds. This one has just like little jingle bells, so it doesn't really matter which way I turn it. So I can turn this one this way, and then I have a little bit wider bag. So depending on your fabric, you can determine if you want a long skinny bag or a little bit fatter bag by where you place your top fold. So that, then after you do that, you're going to sew you're only pressing that. So after you've pressed it, it's a lot easier to press it when it's flat than when it's curved and sewn together like this. So after you've pressed it, unfold it and stitch down the side and down the bottom. So that's actually making your bag, right? So that's step 5.
Are you sewing the part that you folded over?
You are unfolding it for the moment when you sew that.
Okay.
So I've unfolded that to sew that, and then after I've sewn it, I can fold it back down again.
It doesn't get sewn. It's just folded.
Not at this time. So the reason I've folded it first before sewing is it's a whole lot easier to press it when it's flat than when it's
Okay.
sewn together like this. So you just unfold it to sew it, and then you can fold it back down again. Does that make sense? Okay. So the next part is boxing your corners. So your bag is looking a little square at the bottom, and these are boxed corners. So your box, to get boxed corners, so here's your little square that you've made now, the bottom points. I'm going to kind of open up this so that my two seams match. So instead of a square, I get a triangle. See how I did that? And I want to do that on both points. So both corners have little points instead. And I'm drawing a line about 1.5 inches up, and I'm going to sew on that line. So here it is. With my little points, line drawn, and sew on that line. And that gives you that little square. Okay. So we're almost done with this bag. Last 2 steps, put the handles on. So you've got that pressed fold at the top. I'm going to take my handle that I've sewn, stick it underneath the fold on one side, underneath the fold on the other. Don't twist it up. And then do a little stitch close to the edge of the fold, right there, all the way around. Once I do that, I'm almost done. Then I can turn it right sides out. My handle comes up, and I'm going to secure it one more time with another stitch near the top of the fold. So here is the finished bag.
Well done.
All done. Ready for whatever you want to put in it.
And you don't cut off the little triangles, keep them inside.
You can, I mean, if you feel better with them cut off, I mean, I
You
don't,
just leave them?
I just leave them. I don't,
They don't unravel that way.
you know,
That's so cute.
you can pass that around if you want to pass it around. But, so these are the steps. So I'm going to leave these up here so you can examine this if you need to. And I have some written instructions that kind of go along with that as well. But step 1, or step hat, the first important step is picking your fabric. And that to me always takes the longest amount of time. So if you want to grab some snacks and peruse the fabric selection back there to pick your fat quarter, that would be the first step.
should I break my go-to?
I was thinking there's a couple of those Kimberly.
Okay, so you have the newer bottle? Yeah. Oh, okay. Uh-huh, I bought a whole bunch of bottles, and I have extra thread over here too. So we'll just see what they. Okay.
I like that.
To find your tapper. Oh, great. Okay, so we need to plug in some iron.
And I like things that are sun though, with the technology, so.
Press out the crinkles.
Yeah. That's almost like it.
Okay.
Perfect build for that. So.
Yeah,
Yes, so I have absolutely no experience, so I.
Okay.
But I do need to.
Yeah. see how crooked that is. So I'm just gonna make sure that one's straight
Changed up.
I did. The butterflies come all kinds of ways. So I think I get really
Look, a teeny tiny iron.
That is a.
And you just lost the cord.
Yes.
Actually, saying it's hard to do something. This is a little bit smaller than what I'm getting on normal.
Oh, okay, the fat place.
But it,
Okay. Is that what you use?
That is now straight. So that's gonna be your cookie bag. And then that's the top. And you wanna pull that under too. Okay. would be okay. So ideally, you always want to be cutting away from, not towards your stomach and stabbing
Those
yourself.
vanity sewing machines. You know, you always pay more for all that, but they're so pretty.
Yeah,
Pretty, that is neat.
Cut.
And the purple.
Oh, well. I hold my hand like this. Don't get over here, there's no blood on the fabric.
Okay.
Something's following that line.
So see, I've been doing it.
And what happens is you put it in
You don't have one?
So it's in the attic. And it's old. It's from like when I was in
Oh.
Alright, so now just
But no, Shelley, I do not
have
have
a
one.
line.
No, well, I was gonna say you can borrow mine. I got one.
Just wanna make sure.
It's under a dust cover because I'm left-handed.
I know.
Oh no, sorry. I was just.
Going like that. I was like, oh.
Oh no, I didn't get you.
Direct her down.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I mean, you can, but,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll make your life easier if it's just straight to begin with. just under a half inch once, and then again,
All right.
half inch.
Okay.
Okay? Okay.
Yeah. So then you should be able to.
Okay.
I
don't know if I have a white bobbin. That is upstairs now.
Okay.
Ah, well, hold on, we can copy it.
I have another machine.
Very good.
Really matter.
Oh, well, yeah, I was thinking yours. The machine, for automatic sweaters.
But it's, as I said, as long as that, I need to pick up.
And that's about where I wanna be, a little tiny bit.
And so I would go,
So you should be able to.
go ahead and
Oh,
start.
okay. Here, and there's thread in the bobbin, so you just jump on the sewing machine, I guess.
So I have different thread and different machines. So this one's red, so this would probably be a good one for you. So I would recommend that you iron these first. Again, more ironing. Yeah, when I first started sewing, I was amazed at how much, like, why are we doing all this ironing? We're supposed to be sewing here. So what you want to iron. Yeah, this one's
It isn't, I folded these thinking I would do better, but she
And
said.
then you fold it over a second time.
Smart, that was happening. Fred got it here.
This one.
I said my half inches were good.
So it's gonna be
Oh, darn it, I was
wider
confused,
side.
exactly.
Go that way. Half inch and half inch.
I don't know, you look like you know you're reading your throat too?
Yes, I didn't have a bobbin, and so,
Do you
so
feel comfortable?
I found a bobbin
Okay.
on top of it.
So, who has not used a sewing machine
I
before?
did the first
I haven't.
row, and I
Okay.
realized
I'll do a little,
sewing machine
101 if you haven't used a sewing machine in a while.
Usually I can get down the side.
Oh, okay. 60 years. Okay.
I'm very much
So
wrong.
most of these for needles, you have your foot lever in the back here to go up or down with your foot.
Feels like mine.
And for the most part, I would say you want to use your foot as a guide. So I'm going to put my fabric under my foot, lower my foot. And with a Bernina, I don't know, with your old ones, did you have to raise your bobbin?
Yeah.
You don't really need to do that here. If you put your, okay, so I was saying, this is your foot, and you have feed dogs. So your feed dogs are pulling your fabric. I see a lot of people when they're sewing, and they want to, push the fabric in the front or pull the fabric this way. You really shouldn't have to do that. Your feed dogs are doing all the work. So what you're doing is you want to keep your hands in the front and you're guiding that fabric. Don't put your hands over your nose. Okay, so they're staying close to your fabric but not under your foot. Okay, so my thread is here. If I kind of hold that tail with my finger, I can start sewing and it should be fine.
How do you start?
So you start, there's a pedal down there. If you want it to go backwards, which we call a securing stitch, you hold that little reverse button and sew just a couple of stitches.